Hello, congratulations on the purchase of your Geo Pro 20 FPS. My name is Russ. I'm going to do your orientation video with you today. Along with the email you receive, you'll have a couple links to some maintenance videos. I do encourage you to watch those as well. We'll get started with your orientation right in the front with your electric power tongue jack. So up and down with this button here, and then you have that light in the front there. Now if this were to fail for any reason, a little frosty here this morning. Right here, you can take this cap off right there. There is a tool in the front compartment you can use to manually crank this up or down. You do have two 20-pound propane tanks with your regulator right here. So this little notch is pointing towards the tank you're using. So if this tank were to go empty, just give that a turn and then you can use that tank. You do have your batteries right here. This has solar on the roof, so you are charging your batteries with that solar panel. But you also can charge your batteries by being plugged into your vehicle, and also your shore power. So anytime you're plugged in, it's charging your batteries. Right here you have your switch for these docking lights right in the front there, so that turns those on and off. Here's your power cord here, 25-foot power cord, 30 amp service. In this compartment you do have a water filter. There's a spatula that comes with it from Forest River, and we'll get to the other stuff on the other side. You have a bag right here. That's actually where your cord goes, is in that bag. Your doors are held up with magnets, so a nice feature there. Right above this door is your freshwater fill. So if you are rustic camping, fill your freshwater tank right here. Then you'll turn your water pump on, and that will create the pressure going throughout your camper, drawing from that freshwater tank. Next to that, you have your water heater. Your water heater is gas or electric. You have an anode rod as your plug. So right here's your anode rod. If you're not familiar with what an anode rod does, you have a metal tank. So instead of your tank corroding, this anode rod will corrode over time. So after 2 or 3 years, you'll have to replace this. But this is your plug, so just put it in there, tighten it up. Then turn your water on, and it will start filling your water heater. Right now it is bypassed because you are winterized. So you'll have to unbypass your water heater in order for it to fill. And to do that, you'll get behind this panel here. There's a couple screws you'll remove. Move that panel, and you'll see the back of your water heater. On the back of your water heater are 2 valves. So you'll turn both of those valves. That will unbypass your water heater, and you'll hear it to start to fill up. So once you hear it starting to fill, you can make sure that it's full before you turn it on by pulling this relief valve. You can also let excess air out by pulling this valve. Once you get a solid stream of water, you know your water heater's full. You can also turn on a hot side of any sink, and you'll hear some spittering and sputtering at first. That's the air coming out. Once you get a solid stream of water, you know the water heater's full. Now you can turn it on. So you have a switch right here. So turn that switch to the on position, and then inside on your control panel there's 2 switches. One says electric, one says gas. If you want to use your electric, you have to have this switch on and the switch inside for the electric to work. So normally people would just turn this on and leave that on. It's not going to hurt anything. So once your water heater is full, you turn it on. It's all electronic ignite. You don't have to light any pilot lights or anything like that. It's going to start heating your water up. If you want to drain your water heater, simply take the anode rod out, and it's going to drain right from here. You have 2 caps here. These are going to go to your low point drains, which I'll show you in a minute. So before you use your camper, you want to put those back on. We take those off for winterizing. And then freshwater drain, if you use that freshwater tank, you need to drain any water, just pull that handle there. And then you can store your wastewater hose in this tube down here. So once you're done emptying your wastewater, throw your hose in there. Keeps that out of your compartments. You have stabilizers on all corners. Those are used just for stabilizing, not for leveling. So get the camper nice and level first, and then put those stabilizers down. To level your camper, you're going to use your tires and your tongue jack. So if you need to level it this way, whichever side is lower, put some blocks under that tire. So you might have to pull forward, put blocks down, and roll over top of them again. And then so once you're level that way, you can use your tongue jack to level it this way. Once you're level, put those down. Just let those reach the ground and give it another turn or two, just so it's nice and tight. You don't want to try to lift the camper up with them, because you can bend those. It cannot support the full weight of the camper. Moving on to the back here. This is where your power cord obviously is going to hook up. 30 amp service. I do highly recommend to use a 30 amp surge guard when you're plugged in at the parks. They do have a lot of surges going through there. That's going to help protect your camper. Down here is your wastewater. So you have a black and a gray. Black handle, gray handle. So the black is your toilet, gray is your dirty sink and shower. So you're going to first hook your wastewater hose up here, pull that black handle, let that toilet empty out. Once that's empty, pull that gray handle. That gray dirty sink and shower water is going to help wash the black out of your hose. Once they're both empty, close the gray handle, leave the black one open, then come back here to the back. There's a black tank flush, that's this top one. You're going to hook a garden hose up to here, turn that on. It's like an upside down sprinkler system, and your black tank's going to flush it out for you. So let that run for a few minutes. Clean that black tank out. Once you're satisfied it's clean, unhook that hose, close that black handle, and then you can put your cap back on. You're all done with that. All right, let's see, make sure I'm not missing anything. Right here you have a spot for your license plate. You are pre-wired for an observation or backup camera, so if you were to purchase one of those, that's where it would hook up at. You do have a ladder on here so you can get up there and do your maintenance. It is a walkable roof, just step lightly. And you have an outdoor shower, so hot and cold water with a shower wand. And then this is where you're going to hook your hose up for full hookup camping. So hook a garden hose up to here, and then you're going to have pressure from that hose going throughout your camper. So you will not use your water pump when you're hooked to city water. Only use your water pump when you're drawing from your freshwater tank. Right here you have inputs for cable or satellite, so that's what these are. And then this is for antifreeze, so when you're ready to winterize, you're going to hook a hose up to here. The other end of that hose goes into your antifreeze, and then you're going to turn your water pump on. It will draw the antifreeze up throughout your camper, and you can winterize it. Storage compartment here. You do have access right here to a couple things. One is the back of these lines here. The other thing is your water filter. So right there is the water filter. So that's where that will go. So just unscrew that screw there, and this whole panel comes off, and you have easy access. Right here's where your grill will mount. Once your grill is mounted, you can connect your propane line to your quick connect here. And then you have a couple plugs here. Vent up here. This is over your stove, so just open this up. Make sure this flap is open. Turn that fan on over your stove, and it will vent outside. Otherwise, snap this closed and keep the bugs out. You do have outdoor speaker. Right here's your furnace vent. Do not block this, and try not to put anything in front of it that could melt. This does get very hot. Solid steps, very nice to have. So you do want to make sure your door is all the way open before you move them up or down, because if it's not all the way open, this right here will hit on your screen door and damage your door. But these just simply lift up, and it's going to snap right into place right here on your door frame. And now I can close the door over top of it, and it's nice and secure. If you need to adjust the legs, just lift up on them to extend them, push this button to retract them. Pull on here to release it from the door. And the first time you bring your steps down, or if you adjust the legs, close your door very slowly. You want to make sure there is a gap here, because if the stairs are too high, it's going to hit your door and damage your door. This handle just lifts up, pushes over against the door. You do have the electric awning on here. That is your antenna there on your roof. You have a digital antenna. And then this side of your storage compartment, you have your griddle, which is going to go on the side of the camper there. You have wastewater hose, freshwater hose, electrical adapters in here, and then the tool right here for your stabilizers. And your water filter is right back there too, that goes in that tube. You do have solar on the roof, but you also have solar on the side. So if you want to take a portable solar panel, you can plug it in here, and that will also trickle charge your battery. All right, and back here by your wastewater is your low point drains, where those two gray caps go that are in your water heater there. So once you're ready to use it, to put those caps on here. This is hot and cold. That's the low point in your water system. So you unhook those to drain the water out of your lines. Typically just use that for winterizing purposes. And I believe that's everything on the outside, so we'll head inside next. All right, just inside your door is your control panel. So right up here, you can see how full your tanks are and your battery. So just push on that. Battery's full. It's fresh, black, and gray. Fresh is empty, black is empty, gray is empty. So as your tanks fill, these lights will light up so you can see how full your tanks are. If you're using your freshwater tank, this is your water pump. Just turn that on. Or if you're winterizing, this is the gas. This is the electric for your water heater. So you can use either or you can use both. If you use both, you get more hot water faster. It's actually more efficient. But if you're not paying for electricity at the park, just turn that electric on. But make sure you have both switches on, the one outside and this one here. This is tank heater, so if you are late season camping and you want to make sure your tank doesn't freeze, just flip that on. It's like having a heating pad around your tank. These are all light switches here. They're all labeled. They're toggle switches. Step light is right here. Your awning light, porch light, and then your interior lights. Slide out control, so just hold this in. It'll bring your slide in or out. Just keep it held down the entire time until it's all the way in or out. And it will just stop when it's all the way in or out. Your awning, same thing, extend and retract, so just hold this button down till your awning is all the way out, and then retract it. So once you retract it, when it stops, it'll stop when it reaches the camper and there's nothing else you'll have to do with it. You can also get an app here, so you can control all these things with that app. Just scan that and follow the directions on there. You have a GFI plug here. All the vents along the floor are for your furnace. Any vents that are, well, you don't have vents in the ceiling because your air conditioner is going to blow out the sides. So you can control which direction just by this right here. You do have filters in your air conditioner you can take out, clean, and reuse. The AC turns on right here. Just turn the knob. That'll turn it on. It's too cold in here. So you have fan and air, and then temperature control here. Keys are on your sink. That's where they'll be when you pick up. You have your TV here. This little green light, that means your antenna booster is on, so you will get local channels. If that is off, you will not get local channels. There's a little button right here. If you're connected with cable or satellite, you do want to have this turned off. Otherwise, keep it on for the local channels. Wi-Fi Ranger, so there's a password here, network, so scan that and you can hook up to your Wi-Fi Ranger. And all that does, once you turn it on and you get the password in there, it's going to make any Wi-Fi signal stronger. So if you're towards the back of the park has Wi-Fi and it's a weak signal, just do that and then you'll get a stronger signal. Your radio, this is Bluetooth, indoor and outdoor speakers. So it shows zone 1 and zone 2. They're both blue right now, that means they're both on, and it also shows they're both on. To turn it off, just push the zone 1 or zone 2. So zone 1 is inside, zone 2 is outside. Your mute button, otherwise hold this down and we'll turn it off. Light in your fan, make sure that flap is open outside if you want to vent outside. Stovetop, this just flips up, otherwise you have more counter space here, but this just flips up kind of out of your way, creates a backsplash there, and then you're going to put it on light, use matches or a lighter and light it up. Be sure to remember to put this down before you travel, because this will break in transit if you don't. Your furnace is right down there, that's your intake for it. Over here is your little station for your solar. So this is just telling you what your battery is currently at. So right here, B. So 0.2 amps, 0.3 right now, that's what it's charging. And it's at 100%, your battery's at 100%, and it is charging 11 amps per hour. So it just kind of tells you what's going on. And then up here is your standard turntable microwave. Your refrigerator down below that. This is a 12 volt refrigerator. So this will run as you're going down the road. And as long as you're plugged into your vehicle, which you'll have to be for your brakes and your lights, your battery will be charging. So you're not going to lose any battery charge by running your refrigerator down the road. Very nice to have. Below your fridge, you have carbon monoxide LP detector. As long as that green light's on, you're good there. And then your fuses and breakers, regular car style fuses. Everything is labeled. And there is a fan in here that will turn on and off on its own as it needs to, just to cool it off in there. Thermostat on the wall here for your furnace. So this sets your temperature, and you can turn this off, so have it all the way over and hear it click, and it will be turned off. Your furnace, once you turn it on, it has to complete a cycle before it shuts down. So even if you turn it off, it's going to stay running for a few minutes, but then it will turn off for you. You have your couch here. There is a table behind it. This does go into a bed. Just lift up on the front. You got to move the table, and it will flop down into a little bed. Good storage in this camper. Storage under the bed. You can also lift the bed up, and you have a little more storage. And that is a table that goes outside on that rail next to your grill, next to your griddle. You have a little table out there. USB charging ports and plugs. And all of these lights are on one switch, but you don't have to have them all on. There's little buttons in the center you can push to turn them on and off. Alright, make sure I don't miss anything out here. Into the bathroom. We have a foot pedal flush, so halfway down brings water in, all the way down will flush it. Of course, your shower here just slides over. Nice big shower area. And you do have a vent up here. So to open this, just give this a turn. Opens that lid. And then you have your fan here. So there's 4 fan speeds. So choose whichever speed you want, or you can turn the fan off. Close it here. You can lock this handle so nobody can turn it. Just push it up, and now you can't turn it. Pull it down to turn it. Light switch just inside the wall here, or inside the door on the wall. And I believe that is everything in here. I hope this video helps. If you have any other questions, let us know. We'll be happy to answer them. Thank you for purchasing at TerryTown. We do appreciate your business, and congratulations.